Hi, I'm Darryn Farrugia and welcome. Back in the mid-1980s when I was a college student and I was listening to drummers like Steve Gadd and Peter Erskine, I started to hear a pattern that those drummers played, and I'm not really sure where it originated. It could well be a Steve Gadd lick, and that is the lick that you heard me play at the start of this video. So let's get into it. So the pattern that I played is a pattern that's in 3/4 and it's made up of triplets. So what I'm going to do is teach you how to play that, and I'm going to break down the sticking of each beat. There will also be a PDF that accompanies this video so that you can download that and see that and practice along with it. So anyway, I'll leave a link to that PDF download in the description below. Anyway, back to the pattern. So the pattern, as I said, is made up of 3 lots of triplets. It's in 3/4. The first triplet is played as a right, left, left sticking. So it's right, left, left, and the first right is played on the ride cymbal in unison with the bass drum. So we have this first beat. The second beat, the sticking is right, left, right, and it is orchestrated with the first 2 notes on the snare drum. The third note is played on the ride cymbal, and again the ride cymbal is in unison with the bass drum. So that second beat is 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and If I put those first 2 beats together, we get this. 1 and 2 and 3 and And the third beat is just 2 lefts and a bass drum. So I'm going to put those 3 beats together. I'm going to play it slowly. I'll have the hi-hat playing quarter notes so you can hear where the pulse is. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and I'm going to play that a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now the other thing we need to add to this is some dynamics, some accents. So what I tend to do is play the first right hand stroke depending on what cymbal I'm playing on. If it's a ride cymbal in this case, or if it's a crash cymbal, I may accent that, but I would certainly accent the second beat. So basically the right, left, right, I will accent. So that would sound a little more like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now that we have a couple of accents, it gives us a few more options to reorchestrate. So instead of playing those accents on the snare drum, I can play them on other drums. So like I mentioned, it's a lick that I heard guys like Steve Gadd play and Peter Erskine and probably many other drummers too. However, there was a time that I heard this on the very first recording I ever heard Dave Weckl play on, where he played this same lick, but he orchestrated it between the floor tom and the crash cymbal. That sounded like this. So that particular version of that lick that Dave Weckl plays appears on a track called Gdansk. It actually is played during Dave's drum solo at the end of the track, and like I said, it's the first time I ever heard Dave Weckl play, and it is an absolute killer drum solo at the end of the track. So I'm going to leave a link to that track in the description below so that you can check that out. I think Dave was about 23 or 24 when he recorded that track. He was still living in New York at the time. It's before his popularity and fame exploded prior to the first Chick Corea Electric Band album. So check that out too. So anyway, that's the lick. Now, as I said, I'm going to leave a link in the description below so that you can download the accompanying PDF. It's a really great lick, and it works really well in a jazz setting. So if you're playing bop, or any sort of contemporary jazz, it's a great lick to use in that context. Beyond this point, what you should do is practice playing 2 bars of time and 2 bars of that phrase across 2 bars of 4/4, so that you're learning to take a 3/4 pattern and play that over the bar line. So that's going to sound like this. So 2 bars of time, 2 bars of that 3/4 phrase across 2 bars of 4/4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once you feel comfortable with that, then stretch yourself. So play 4 bars of time and then 4 bars of that 3/4 phrase across 4 bars of 4/4. That will sound like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another approach to orchestrating this is to just keep the right hand on the ride cymbal and not come back to the snare drum. So that would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's a really nice phrase in 3/4 that you can use a few different ways. As I said, I'm not really 100% sure of the origin. I'm thinking it's a Steve Gadd idea, but look, if you have any suggestions as to where this may have originated, please leave a comment below. I'm really keen to find out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please remember to hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe, and remember to hit that notification bell so that you know when I've uploaded a video, which is every week. So until next week, have a great week, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.